Okay, welcome again. I would like to welcome you to this tutorial again, where we are looking at the complex quadratic equations. And in this case, I've got number f. My f is saying 8x to the power of 6 minus 9x to the power of 3 plus 1. What we're going to do is, as I said, we need to try and force it to be in the form of ax to the power of 2 minus 9x, so minus bx, I'm just mixing things here, minus bx plus c, whatever that we do, or we can say plus bx plus c, whatever that, but it should be having a power 2 here, and then this one must just have a power 1. So I'm going to arrange this number. I'm going to have 8. If I say x to the power of 3, you know that if we say x to the power of 3, then we say to the power of 2, I'm going to get x to the power of 6. So I'm going to subtract 9, then I say x to the power of 3 plus 1. The answer is 0. Now, in this case, I'm not going to be using a u. I will just look for any unknown digit that I want, any variable. Let y be equal to x to the power of 3. So instead of writing x to the power of 3, I'm going to substitute and put y there. So this is going to be 8 y squared minus 9y plus 1 is equal to 0, like this, right? What we need to do again is to factorize. You remember what I told you in the first equation. The first thing that I have to do is to check whether you can solve the equation. If you can't, you use the quadratic formula. You remember that one, I think, where we say minus b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's the value of x. Okay, now here I'm going to find 1 by 8, that's multiples of 8 that give me minus 9. I think minus 8 and minus 1. If I say minus 8 minus 1, I'll get a minus 9. Minus 8 times minus 1, I'm going to get an 8. So that's correct. So I'm going to use minus 8y and minus 1y here. So I'm going to write this one like this. 8y squared minus 8y minus y. And I'll get the answer 0, like this. Right, now, what is it that we're going to do? I'm going to factorize this one. I factor out 8y. You can see that 8y is found here and there. I'm going to have y minus 1, like this. Then I factor out minus, oh, sorry, there's a plus 1 that I've left here. I'm sorry for that. There's a plus 1 that I've left here. Right, so I'm going to have minus 1 outside the brackets. Then that's the only common factor here. Then I'm going to put a y. In order for me to have a plus 1, minus 1 must be multiplied by another minus 1, and we'll get an answer 0, like this. Right, now because now I'm going to do a shortened way. You know that this means hy minus 1 multiplied by y minus 1 is equal to 0. It means y minus 1 is equal to 0, or hy minus 1 is equal to 0. The values of my y are y is either 1 or y is equal to 1 out of 8. That's the value of y. Right, given this, I can now go back on top where I said y is the same as x to the power of 3. What it means is that I'm going to say 1 is equal to x to the power of 3. If x to the power of 3 is equal to 1, it means x is the same as the cube root. No, the cube root, we'll put a 3 here, of 1. A number that we multiply by itself 3 times and we get a 1. So x is equal to 1. The cube root of 1 is 1. If you multiply 1 times 1 times 1, you still get a 1. Is that okay? Right. Then that's the value of x. Then all y is minus 1 over 8. So we know that x to the power of 3, the answer is equal to 1 over 8. This means I'm going to quickly work out this one, but for your own information, if x to the power of 3 is equal to 1/8, it means that x is equal to the cube root of 1/8. What is a cube root? A number that we multiply by itself, and we get in 1/8. So half, if we say 1/2 times 1/2, we get 1/4. 1/4 times 1/2, we get 1/8. So x is equal to 1/2. That's the value of my x. Thank you very much. I am going to have another video where I'm going to do I and then lastly L. Thank you very much